We are by the river again for the first time this year actually. It's been a wet one, so the river levels have been a bit crazy, but out here with Elle, Tim, Jordan, Ash is going to be joining us later. Ellie and I obviously on the river in our canoe, the Who Prospector, which is going to be an amazing time to get back out in it. And yeah, this is the little Ouse, so looking forward to getting back on it. Lovely to be on the river, guys. It really is lovely. Just at the weir now, so we're going to hop out and get a portage on the go.
See you later, mate.
Absolutely beautiful spot of the river. We've just portaged around. There's a bit of a hike. This is definitely a solidly heavy rig. The lads are just coming up now. Yeah, it's beautiful. These wheels definitely help out a lot on the portage. Ellie is powering us along the river right now, so I can just film a little bit, but this is gorgeous. Look at that. Crystal clear mirror finish in front of Tim there. It's just gorgeous. What a spot. It's a pleasure being on the river for the first time this year. The familiar sounds of paddles slicing through the water and birds calling from the treetops reminds us why we've missed this so much. As we glide along the riverbanks, we notice the Himalayan balsam in full bloom. It's a beautiful but troublesome sight, as this invasive species, with its pink flowers and tall stalks, has spread rapidly across the UK, outcompeting native plants and destabilising riverbanks. Despite its beauty, it's a reminder of how delicate our ecosystems can be, and the impact that invasive species can have on them. I pretty much always say this, but it's so nice to be out on the river, and I can't recommend it enough. We are just here for the night, maybe 2 nights, who knows. And yeah, it's just really nice to explore, find a little wild camping site, leave no trace, and get just a nice experience outside in summer. It's been a wet one this year, so it's actually lovely to just have a nice, relaxing, sunny evening out here in the peace and quiet. We've just arrived now at this lovely camp spot in amongst all these poplars. It's beautiful.
All the boats through.
Yeah.
It's created, look, come back here and then have a look up there.
Oh well.
It's created like a different colour path. It's made like a path. Look.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's great.
That's incredible. Come and look this way.
It's great.
That's incredible. So we dragged the canoes through this way. Yeah, as Ella said, it's made this little trail all the way through to camp where everyone's setting up over there. Tim's getting the fire going, look at that. After a few hours on the water, we'd found the perfect spot to set up camp. And there's nothing quite like pitching a tent in the wild, where the only sounds are the rustling leaves and the occasional bird song. Tonight's menu is a treat. Juicy steak sandwiches cooked over an open fire. The sizzle of the meat and the aroma filling the air made the long paddle worth every stroke. As the evening settles in and the fire becomes our focal point, we gather round sharing stories, laughing, and letting the warmth of the flames soak into our tired muscles. There's something magical about these nights in the wilderness. Time slows down, the simple pleasures of life take center stage, and you remember what's really important. Friends, good company, good food. The morning greets us with a soft breeze flowing off of the river and the promise of a new day's adventure. And as we shake off the last traces of sleep, it was time to break camp and get breakfast going. A normal morning ritual on any camp, but a hot cup of coffee or tea and a simple meal cooked over the embers is all we needed to fuel up for the day ahead. There's a quiet satisfaction in these morning rituals. Everything has a purpose, and each step is a small piece of the larger journey. It has been an absolutely lovely morning. The lavoo was super comfortable and the birds have been going mad this morning, which is amazing. There's been a sparrowhawk calling away, and yeah, the river's looking bliss. There's a bit of a current today, a little bit of a breeze, which is lovely. Yesterday it was like an absolute mirror, and it was earlier to be honest, but I think a few boats have come past and caused a little bit of wake and ripples. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous, still like a mirror. And just that little bit of tranquility. I think Tim's going to be leaving us today because he's got to go off with Craig, East Anglian Bushcraft for a trip tomorrow, so he's got to pack for that. But myself, Elle, Jordan and I think Ashley, obviously Ellie as well, will be carrying on up the river to go to another spot. So we're going to stop off at a shop to get some more supplies because we weren't sure if we were going to do 2 nights, but it's just so lovely. And times like this don't come too often, so it's good to take an opportunity, and yeah, we've got the whole weekend, so it's going to be absolutely glorious. These expedition unit backpacks have literally been amazing. Ellie's got the black one, which is the 2nd edition. I've got the new 3rd edition one, and yeah, I do have the 1st edition one, but I haven't brought it with me, so they're fantastic. The thing about these backpacks are obviously just the build quality and the fact that you can wear them as a backpack. They're a dry sack, so all of my personal gear is in here and it keeps it nice and dry. I've got a discount code as well on my website. On my Instagram, if you go to my bio, there's a link tree there. And if you go all the way to the bottom, there's loads of my kind of coupons and discounts that I've been given by companies that I do little bits for, and of course Expedition Units kindly sent me this. So yeah, go, if you are in the market to check out a dry bag, go check them out. They're really good, amazing build quality, and I love this colour, this olive green. But we're going to hit the river now and take a little adventure down to the shop, get some food for another night.
I was just going to say, one of the benefits of these expedition unit packs is that even in the tent you don't even have to worry about a ground sheet. If your bags are going to get slightly condensed or wet, you don't have to worry about it at all because it's... That's so true.
Dry. Yeah, because the bottoms are fully waterproof as well, and they look really good as well, don't they?
Yeah, beautiful.
Fit nice and comfy. Found a floating grass island. There's literally just a whole patch of luscious grass floating, as you can see. With our camp packed away and supplies restocked from a quick stop at Tesco, we're back on the water, paddling upstream to the next weir. The river ahead holds new sights, and we're eager to see what lies around the next bend. It's starting to rain, so we're just tucked under the willow tree. So we are finally at the weir. It's been a long old paddle against the current, hasn't it? It has been a long haul. The wind has been constantly changing, but yeah, finally here. There's a few ducks heading off downstream. We won't be following them, that goes off to another tributary now, but we're going to be chilling here for a little while and then heading back towards a lovely campsite that we saw on the way up here. As we reach the weir and decide it's time for a well-earned break, a cold beer in hand, we sit back and take in the view. It's these little moments that make the trip, where time stands still and the beauty of the surroundings sinks in. Absolutely glorious. Ellie, as always, has picked up a bouquet of wildflowers.
Wildflowers?
There are some sunflowers that are floating down the river. So her and Jordan had a good old bit of racing to try and collect each one, and stole them. But yeah, it's fantastic. We are not paddling at all. We got our oars stretched across, and it's like a mill pond here, dead still, crystal clear. And we're just floating down river. We've been collecting some sticks down here. Ellie's got a load in front of her, just so we've got some firewood for when we get to this location, because there's not many trees around. In fact, there's Elle collecting some right now. It's just ripping that dead standing willow apart. So we just pulled up off the river now. Lovely spot here, tucked away in this little patch. So we, just gonna set up camp here. Looks like there's already been a fire here before. So yeah, it's been a lovely paddle. Really, really nice. Being in a new spot sometimes calls for a new skill, and this time Elle was determined to start a fire using the bow drill. No matches, no lighters, just pure skill and patience. Being cautious of not burning the ground, we opted to dig an already used fire pit location so that we could easily cover it up and prevent any further damage. With the surrounding views being so beautiful, it was really hard not to feel so content in such a lovely area. And despite the lack of firewood present, we'd collected some, especially Elle, in our canoes, so we got to work preparing that for the incoming fire. And after some time fine-tuning the kit while the rest of us relax and prep camp, he knuckles in for the task. Using a honed technique, the first wisps of smoke appear. And soon he has a proud ember ready to blow to flame. With firewood scarce, we turn to bagged charcoal to keep the fire going. Tonight, it's burgers on the menu, cooked over the open flame, so charcoal's a perfect option, filling the air with that unmistakable campfire barbecue aroma. And as we sit by the fire embers, muscles relaxed, the glow of the flames reflecting in our eyes, we realise that this is what it's all about. Living simply, embracing the challenge and enjoying the reward.
Just filled up these empty beer cans, these little stubby cans, full of water from the river, and we're using them to suspend the grill above the fire. The coals are kind of getting that white hue to them, so they're getting there. We'll give them a turn in a second, and that's going to be perfect to grill all our food on. And it just shows you don't need all the kit, you can just make do with what you've got. This is one hell of a burger. I've double stacked it. Mozzarella, cheddar, maple chili jam, bacon. Yeah, it's insane. And red cooked onion. So I'm gonna feed in. Everyone else is digging in. And yeah, that's probably us for the night. Ciao.
Morning arrives all too quickly on the final day, and as I prepare for the fire, there's a sense of contentment, especially knowing that we have to disembark. Using a ferro rod and my Evo Pro knife, it's a quick task to get the fire going, utilising the charcoals from last night. We start to pack our gear quietly and leave the site as we found it, knowing that the river calls us once more. These moments out here, in nature, remind us why we keep coming back. There's a peace that lingers on long after the trip ends, carried with us until the next adventure. There's the morning fire going. I used this lovely ferro rod from Josh. Matching piece for my blade, so I had to scrape off some of that outer coating, and then we got there really well. It matches beautifully.
Grill on, use the beer cans. So we've got some sausages on the grill, we've got pork and honey chipolatas, which are going to be lovely. We're going to put those in some little bread finger rolls, and yeah, then get back on the river and head back. A few of us have got to head off kind of around midday today. It's about 9:30 now, so it's a lovely morning and it's going to be spectacular on the river. We've spent some time watching a cormorant who's back up on the tree over there, and a heron who's not on the tree that he was on. But yeah, they were both fanning their wings and giving us a right good display this morning, so it was lovely. Sat down here by the river with Jordan and Ellie. Elliot's up, and yeah, just having a lovely time. Fire's all out now. Because we dug it out, it literally looks like we've never been there before. So we're dismantling camp now. It's all starting to look back how it was when we arrived. It's been a lovely, lovely time here. And honestly, I keep saying it, but I can't recommend coming out on the river enough. Honestly, it's been a perfect camp spot. You can find so many of these along the river. Just be respectful. Don't take the mick, don't leave a load of rubbish. And enjoy your time. So the lads have just got into the river. We're just about to get in ourselves. We've just loaded out the canoe. Ellie's packing up the last bags. These Expedition Units backpacks have been fantastic, and I keep saying it, I'm not trying to shill it or anything. This is the 3rd edition of the bag, but all of them have been fantastic. And they really do work well in the canoe and give you a lovely dry bit of space for your kit. The campsite is immaculate. We left it just as we found it, if not better. So yeah, thank you to this lovely spot, and back onto the river. There it is, a lovely, lovely spot. And a beautiful end to a lovely river trip. We're back on the water now. The sun is blaring down on us. Couldn't ask for a better way home with the current. It's been a lovely time. Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Jordan.
It's honestly been such a relaxing trip. And you almost don't want it to end, but your muscles definitely tell you it's time for a break. It's been the first time we've been out on the river, and not the last this year. We're probably going to try and make it much more frequent now, so yeah, it's been absolutely bliss. This just looks absolutely prehistoric. Love the landscapes you managed to get out here in the wild. You could be anywhere in the world. Just finished our last portage. It's a bit of an effort, especially with wheels that are designed for a kayak. So I'm going to have to invest in any canoe-based wheels. They're just not cutting the cloth. So if anyone can recommend any, let me know. And that's it, guys. The end of a journey. The end of another awesome river trip, another end of an episode. And thank you so much for tuning in. It's honestly been fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Come out onto your local river, enjoy it. You don't need all this kit either. Seen plenty of people out on inflatables. See you soon.